he hasn't really been able to do that a lot this year. Half of that is because the brother hasn't been at work. But another subject for another day. But pretty much YouTube. Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Fizz with a great one. And today we're going to talk about one of the more controversial and more interesting things that is going on in the world of pro wrestling. And the most interesting man in pro wrestling right now, yes, it does consist of John Cena because he is obviously the WWE champion. Some may say that the most interesting man is R-Truth. But today, the most interesting man to me is the Second City Saint, the voice of the voiceless, CM Punk, right? So for those who may or may not know, this past Monday, John Cena had pretty much came out there and he was saying how he needed competition. And you know what I'm saying? We get CM Punk coming out there. So we had the same goosebumps we had back in 2011 when Punk came out there with Cult of Personality after Cena won the WWE Championship back from Rey Mysterio later on in the evening after he won it. And CM Punk was essentially the competition that John's been talking about. And I noticed that during the promo segment, Cena smiled a lot. And the only thing that we do know, one thing we know about Cena is when he's smiling during his promos, he's smiling because he knows that what the other person said was good and he's got to come up with something. And he hasn't really been able to do that a lot this year. Half of that is because the brother hasn't been at work. But another subject for another day. But pretty much it's because CM Punk really got on his ass, and he essentially was like, you know, do you want to get this match? Let's do this match tonight, so we could do it right now. And Cena was like, not here, not now. If you want this match, if you want this World Heavyweight, this WWE Universal Championship match, you're gonna have to follow me to Saudi Arabia. And the scuff, like the smile that Cena had when he told him to follow him to Saudi Arabia was so telling. And honestly, one of the better moves that Cena has done as a heel in real life and for storyline reasons and purposes. For those who may not remember, CM Punk was having an online feud with The Miz about, like, I want to say 4 years ago. I think this is when Punk was a part of the Fox thing that they had going on, like when they do like the recaps. I think it was like the Lowdown, the SmackDown, the Lowdown or whatever, something like that. And he pretty much told Miz to do whatever he wants to do with a blood covered something. It was something ridiculous, but he was talking about Saudi Arabia. And pretty much he called what they have is like their blood money. Like he doesn't really want anything to do with that. And it's interesting because in wrestling, you already know you can never say never in pro wrestling. But now this is the second thing that CM Punk is going to have under his belt in terms of folks calling him a hypocrite, because as y'all remember when he was in AEW before, he was saying, you know, go, you know, main event, buy one, get four, WrestleMania or something like that. And long and behold, this year, JMB, you already know the deal. He main evented night one of WrestleMania this year in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. This is where you get merch like this. But and it was funny, right? Because it was like, oh, like at the time, it was like, yeah, Punk's never coming back. So he came back and he main evented a night one at WrestleMania, and he's gonna be going to Saudi Arabia. So I want to talk about this because this is interesting to me, but I also wonder what is the plan moving forward, because I would assume, and it's not that this match can't end clean. I believe that it better end clean. And if it doesn't end clean, I mean, Cena's a heel at the end of the day, so I'm not really going to be upset about a heel not winning clean. However, this is the best competition that Cena's going to have, and the best competition he's had since Randy Orton at Backlash, right? And I do think that it's cool that we're finally getting this match, because I was wondering, I was like, you know, when are we going to get the CM Punk match, right? And it seemed like when they were talking, they were leading up to SummerSlam. And when you hear him say, follow me to Saudi Arabia, the boos started instantly, because we're like, bro, like, why are we going to Saudi Arabia, right? And it's like, I have nothing against the Saudis. I don't have anything against their people. But, you know, because of the mood that folks have when it comes to their pay-per-views, and people feel like it's a big-ass house show and nothing of significance happens. While that's not really true, I feel like Night of Champions 2023 was very telling of that. That was like the best Night of Champions. And last year at the, what was it, not Crown Jewel. Was it Crown Jewel? Whenever they did the King and Queen of the Ring, that was probably the best Saudi event that I enjoyed, right? But usually there's not the most positive, you know, leading ups to the Saudi shows. But in my opinion, it's just like, I'm bummed out because me and my man's No Limit are going to SummerSlam, right? And it's like, of course, like, who wouldn't want to be in the building for John Cena versus CM Punk? But it's also just like, we're doing the way that they did the John Cena Randy Orton thing. It's kind of like, damn, it was like a one-off and that was it, right? Like, obviously he lost and that was it for real. But it was just like, damn, like, we're not really gonna get anything out of this. Like, the promo segments leading up to it, John Cena was looking up at the lights, and it was very aggravating because I'm like, dude, like, yes, I understand you're a heel, you want to have the fans cheer and yay, but no one's booing John Cena unless he calls them frauds, and your WWE champion should not be relegated to looking up at the lights every night. Like that's I feel like that's ridiculous, right? But in regards to that, though, they're going to have the match at Night of Champions. John Cena is going to win. The reason why I say John Cena is going to win is because when we look at the King of the Ring tournament, it seems like now, because I'm pretty sure everyone's seen the news coming out of this, everyone feels as though that they've seen the vision that's going to be Seth Rollins cashing in his Money in the Bank at SummerSlam, right? Like he's going to cash in on Sami Zayn while he beats Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. And as much as I can see that, I personally just don't think that makes it makes sense storyline wise, because you can have Sami win the Royal Rumble. They will cheer his ass in Saudi next year, right? Like they will do that. And then you can have him try to get his title back from Seth Rollins at next year's WrestleMania. But my thing is, I do feel as though that there will be some sort of shenanigans with Seth Rollins when it comes to the Money in the Bank briefcase, because who's involved? CM Punk. And also because, and I got a video coming out on this as well, John Cena is his whole persona this time is ruining wrestling. And what's Seth Rollins' persona this year? Saving wrestling. So I don't know why no one's drawn the parallels between them, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get a tease at least. Maybe Punk messes it up. I don't think we're going to get a Roman return at Night of Champions. I don't really think that makes a lot of sense. If it was going to make sense, it was going to be at Money in the Bank. Or if he came this past Monday to try to fuck up a cash-in that we didn't even get, which is perfectly fine with me, right? So, yeah, guys, quick video today, man. I just really wanted to get out my thoughts. I just think that it's very odd that we're getting this match at Night of Champions and not SummerSlam. If you got the chance to pull off the biggest match possible, and you're not going to blow this off at SummerSlam, we're going to do this at Night of Champions. Like, I understand that we needed to get a Night of Champions match, but what I was thinking was at Night of Champions, you do John Cena versus Logan Paul. Now, you could put your guns and pitchforks down. I understand. I'm not the biggest fan of that match either, but at least I would have been like, oh, they've been building up to this match for a long period of time. Think about it. We have not had that many interactions with Cena getting on camera. The last 3 times or 2 times prior to this Monday that Cena was on the shows, he's ran into these interactions with Logan Paul as his tag partner, and they've been going through it. So it seems like they weren't able to stay on the same page, and it also seems like they're not going to pay that off. So, like, I don't really know why they're not paying off a storyline that they started, which is can these two coexist before the match, when they didn't coexist during the match, and it essentially cost them the title. I mean, not the title, but it low-key was about to cost them the match, when in reality, the person who costed the match is R-Truth. And they're also not following up on that either. Why? Because they don't have time. So I do feel as though that WWE does need to get their. They're slowly but surely getting back, and they don't really have a choice at SummerSlam season. But at the same time, I do feel as though that if you're gonna have this match take place at Saudi, you need to do something with Seth Rollins in terms of trying to just hint towards cashing in on anybody, but make it obvious that if you're going to cash in on John Cena, it might not be now, but he needs to keep his head on a swivel. And then also, if it's CM Punk, who looks like he's about to win the match, I can definitely see Seth Rollins coming in, pulling out the ref or something like that, and maybe he like hits CM Punk with the briefcase, he hits him with a curb stomp, and Cena's like, what are you doing in my match? Gives him a FU, or, you know, maybe like the Bronson, something can happen. I can see this. Cena doesn't have any allies, obviously, right now, so, I don't really know how that'll happen, but I do look forward to this match. I do think the match will be good. I just think that the match would have been so much better in the shadows of New York City at SummerSlam. Like, come on, like, tell me you don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a match that we're missing out on in the environment of MetLife Stadium. You know, I know it's going to be like the half tarped off, but like, it's SummerSlam. Everyone's going to be excited. It's John Cena, it's CM Punk. One last time, like, I think anybody would have been hyped for that, whether the match quality was 5 stars or 3. And a 3-star John Cena match with CM Punk is better than a lot of these slugfest that we be having on Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Am I wildin'? Is this match happening at Saudi not a big deal? Do you think that CM Punk regrets saying that thing that he said in AEW? Or do you guys think that this is all is this a hoax? Is the match even really happening? I know some people have been saying that they can change it, but we already know when the graphic is out, that's the match, at least to me, right? Because we didn't even get a graphic for Roman Reigns and The Rock, even though that was the match that they were going to do. So obviously that's a very different situation, but once again, guys, let me know if you got to this point in the video, man. I appreciate your support. Love and appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching the video, man. Like, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy Fazer, the Great One. And I'm out, bro.